Is your debt causing you sleepless nights? Knock your debt out with Debt KO. And your debt won't be the only thing keeping you up at night. Debt KO. Free, impartial advice on all your debt. This is KUGAN CASSIUS for IFL TV in association with MTK Global. Delighted to be joined by Mr. Luke Campbell, who's, I'm assuming, returned in the last 24 hours from Dallas. Yeah. How are you feeling, first of all, Luke?
Yeah, you know, I'm a little heartbroken, obviously. You know, it's a real bitter pill to swallow when you lose, and you know, I'm used to winning, and you know, I've got that winning mentality. So when you lose, it's really hard to swallow. What can I say? But it was a fantastic fight up until, you know, the round 7. That's never happened to me before, and I guess the bet. Being honest, the better man won on the night. He hit me with a fantastic shot, and I couldn't recover from it.
We'll talk about the fight in a second. Was Ryan Garcia, because there was a lot of questions about Ryan Garcia, whether he was the real deal or not, etc. There was obviously comparisons with who you'd been in the ring with versus who he'd been in the ring with. But was Ryan Garcia better than what you thought he was, Luke?
Yeah, being honest, yeah, he was. Yeah, I honestly thought once I started hitting him, he would want out, and that took me by surprise a little bit as well.
I think it's fair to say you gave Ryan Garcia a huge reality check in round 2. You probably had everyone who was watching back at home up on their feet when you dropped him in that second round. Talk me through that, Luke.
No, I hit him with a fantastic shot on the button, and you know, his eyes was closed on the way down. I think it was the actual hit from when he hit the ground what woke him up. But it was up in seconds, and he was recovered like that, which really shocked me. Because when he got back up, he just seemed to recover straight away. So like, I wanted to go in and try and get the job done there and then, but I thought, oh, he's back. You know, when you know when someone's not there with it. But I thought, oh, he's back. So if I rush in here, you know, I'm gonna get caught in on the way in. So I just thought I'd continue to pick my shots and you know, be careful instead of just trying to go in, winging in and get caught myself.
Were you in two minds over that? Obviously, when he did get back up, you're in two minds about whether to kind of go in for the kill and try and finish him off, or kind of, like you just said there, take your time a little bit and kind of just wait for your moment just in case you do get caught yourself.
Yeah, well, like I say, it was recovered, like instantly recovered from it, where, you know, you get up and you might still have shaky legs or still not with it, you know, like when you're in there, you know. And I thought, oh, he seems like back, he's alert, you know, so I thought, don't just go in there rushing like, you know, like a fool, because I'll get hit myself. So I just thought, just continue picking nice shots, and we'll catch him again.
How do you assess from that knockdown up until the body shot, which eventually obviously ended the fight? But how do you assess those rounds, your own performance?
I've not watched the fight back, or anything like that to have a look at it myself. But I thought it was to and from. I thought he was giving me, I was coming back and dishing it back. You know, I thought I was hitting him with clean shots. And I think a lot of the stuff that he was throwing, I was blocking and moving. But I thought the fight, there was nothing in the fight up until that point.
Talk to me about that body shot. in round 7. Obviously, again, we're at home willing you to get up, and I mean, listen,
yeah,
for people that don't know about the body shot, is literally could be one of the most kind of devastating shots a fighter can finish, and sometimes you just can't get yourself up from them.
Well, we all know his left hook is his best shot. You know, and he was throwing it to the head, and I was blocking it well. But then, as you see there, like I was stood, and then as I moved, I thought he was throwing it to the head, but he just whipped it and lifted up my rib cage, and I stepped back, and I couldn't get my breath, could not get my breath. One of them, innit? You know, I don't know what to say myself. Couldn't grab my breath even after the count for at least 60 seconds after the count. I was still sort of struggling with my breath. That's never happened to me before, and that's one of the things that hurts me the most.
We saw the footage of yourself and Ryan in the dressing room afterwards, and he's kind of putting you on the spot a little bit there by asking, considering, you know, you've been in with Linares and Lomachenko, whether he was the hardest puncher that you'd been in with, and you said yes. So didn't know whether it was kind of an awkward moment because he was asking you there in front, or you actually truly believe that.
Listen, everyone has different attributes in what they bring. If someone has less power than someone else, they might accelerate in a different area than what they would. He has power in both hands. You know, in like every shot, where maybe someone else would maybe just have power in one shot, like maybe one straight right hand, they might just carry that power in, and everything else sets it up for that right hand. But you know, he was very quick and had power in both hands.
We saw after the fight, the whole team, Canelo included, celebrating that win almost like a world title win. They were taking this fight very seriously. That's what that told me, because the manner of the win for them was huge, and you could tell their reaction after the fight that you know, they were taking you deadly serious.
Yeah, no, there was. I guess, you know, well, like I say, it was just a fantastic fight. For me to win, I'd have had to knock him out to win. And I didn't think it would have necessarily been like. I thought it would be more fair on the scorecards. The scorecards, what I got told was stupid, because for me it was a very competitive fight. Nothing really much in the fight between us both up until that point. But what some of the scorecards I was reading was so biased. It was unreal, you know. And I look at it now thinking, bloody hell, it was probably a lose-lose for me anyhow, because if I'd have beat him, which I'd have never got the points decision anyhow, not with their scorecard, so I'd have had to knock him out to beat him. So if I'd have knocked him out, you'd have beat an Instagram star. You know, I wouldn't have get the
I agree
credit.
with that. I agree.
I wouldn't have got the credit I deserved, because I'd have just beat an Instagram boxer, you know. But obviously, in winning, I've lost anyhow. So I don't know if I don't think there was a win-win in that for me whatsoever.
Well, in the eyes of the cynical people on Twitter that kind of probably you're referring to, and on social media, etc., you're right. You can't win, because it's almost like, well, your experience should win you that fight, and he was an Instagram boxer, etc. So either way, in that sense of the word, yeah, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah.
Did Canelo say anything to you after the fight?
Hey, do you know what? Canelo just seems like a really nice guy. Like, even before the fight, he come up to me and shook my hand and things like that. And I just thought he seems like a real nice fella.
Did you spend some time talking to Ryan Garcia away from the cameras after your fight, like after that night?
Yeah, I did put out a picture yesterday, and what I put out there is true. He actually really surprised me in what he was like. I thought obviously by the build-up, by the social media type of thing, that, you know, it would just be mouthy and just ignorant on one of them. But he actually really surprised me with his manner and the way he was as a person. He was actually a really nice person. His mum come over, and when I seen his mum in the hotel, she approached me, started talking to me and give me a hug, and she was actually really nice. And then he was actually a really nice kid as well, which really surprised me.
Obviously now a lot of talk over him potentially fighting Devin Haney and Gervonta Davis and guys like that. How do you think he fares in that weight against those guys, Luke, in your opinion?
I think he beats Haney. Gervonta, I think you're always going to have a hard fight with Gervonta, but I definitely believe he's got the tools. He's got the tools to beat him. But yeah, I believe that. I think he beats Haney. I mean, you know, the problem with him fighting Haney is that, you know, Haney don't really sell the place out, does he? You know, he's with his style and stuff like that. But I believe he beats Haney, no problem. And you've got Gervonta is a hard fight. It's going to be a hard fight for anyone, isn't he? But like I say, I do believe he's got the tools and the ability to win, definitely.
And for yourself, Luke, what's the plan at the moment? Just to have a little bit of time off for a second and kind of assess what you're going to do for this year?
Yeah, most definitely. You know, it was really difficult for me going away, being away for Christmas without the family, and it was quite stressful on me. But I've been away from my kids and everything at Christmas, missing my first Christmas with my newborn and missing the family and things like that. Because I was away in America, me and Shane just on our own for before Christmas and things like that. So it was really hard. So for me now, I'm just concentrating on spending some quality time with my family, and just not thinking about nothing. You know, this fight's been dragging on since April last year, and it's, you know, it's always been there and on your mind, and been in camp for a long time. So now it's just nice for me to just think about nothing and just enjoy the time with my family, and yeah, and we'll see what happens from there.
Luke, nerves-wise, did it feel like there was more pressure on you in this fight compared to those other two fights against Linares and Lomachenko? Did they feel the same? How did it feel going into this?
It's one of them where, you know, I lost against Lomachenko, and then for me, obviously going in this one, certainly I didn't want to lose again. You know, I really wanted to get the win, and as well, I think with all the support and messages that I had, you know, I wanted to get that win for everybody else as well, even more so, because of all the support, all the messages. Really wanted to get that win for everybody else. You know, so obviously I feel sorry that I couldn't do that for everybody, and you know, I'm sad that I couldn't get the win. But yeah, so pressure-wise, I wanted to, I guess, didn't add more, but I was more enthusiastic to get that win extra, even more so, not just for myself, but even just for everybody else, because I know everybody else wanted me to win. So, but the support has been unreal. The fans and the support I've had has been amazing, really has. And you can't buy that. You can't buy that. So, if I could thank every person individually, I would.
I think you going into this fight wasn't the same as sometimes when Brits are kind of going in against guys like this. It's more of a patriotic thing. They want you to win and they're supporting you. Whether they believe you're actually going to win is a different matter. But I think you going into this, a lot of people generally thought you was going to beat Ryan Garcia. So
yeah, a lot of people in the UK did. But when I was over there, everybody thought I was going to get wiped out within 2 or 3 rounds. Like, no one was giving me a chance out there. Literally, no one was. No one was giving me a chance.
I bet those people fought twice after round 2 anyway. They must have...
Yeah. It was a fantastic knockdown, and like I say, he really earned my respect there, getting up and recovering as quick as he did, and then coming back, you know.
I thought Garcia, again, post-fight was very kind of humble and kind of gracious in taking his win. And his comments towards you as well, I think, have been quite classy. And seeing the footage of you two together, I think, has been very classy from Garcia.
You know, this is it, and it's a sport. There's no reason to be a dickhead when it's finished. You know what I mean? You got to show respect to each other, and I certainly believe that we earn each other's respect in that. And yeah, can I say? Obviously, I'm gutted, but it is what it is.
Okay. Well, Luke, listen, I appreciate you giving us some time today. Like I said, we all tuned in and we were all gutted for you here watching. So, take some time out, spend some time with the family, and then whenever you're ready to recoup and go again, you'll be ready.
Yeah, certainly will be.
You got anything else you want to add before we finish?
I just really want to say to any of the fans out there watching this, I really do appreciate the support that they've been giving me. It's been amazing, and I just thank you so much for that. And I hope you enjoyed the fight.
All right, Luke Campbell, thank you very much for talking to IFL TV, and try and enjoy your time with your family in the new year.
Yeah, will do. Thank you very much.
All right, top man, Luke. Thank you very much. Is your debt causing you sleepless nights? Knock your debt out with Debt KO. And your debt won't be the only thing keeping you up at night. Debt KO, free, impartial advice on all your debt.